What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Are you muted?
Me?
I'm
I
the
should
one.
be.
No,
Oh,
that was
muted.
Trent.
Gosh.
Trent was like, make sure you're not muted when we start. Trent was the
Yeah,
one that
I'm
does
trying
it.
to run command center here as well. So,
Happy snow day to everyone.
yeah.
We're not teachers or anything we don't get snow days. So like this is like a weird day for me right now. It's kind of awesome.
Right. Yeah.
Not
It
gonna
is
lie.
really weird.
So here's the thing. There's been a lot of snow recently, and a lot of people have been out, whether it be work, of course, the kids are home from school. There's been a lot of stuff happening. What have you guys done over this time, having to be home with your kids and stuff like that? I know, Trent, you've had your kids home from school and everything. So what have you guys done since the snow hit of
Yeah,
2025?
we just sent him back Friday. Mama was crying.
Oh,
I was
so sad.
celebrating. I've never been so
No.
happy.
I was sad for her.
Well, what'd
Yeah.
you do, Alisha? What'd you get into over this whole snowy
Well,
debacle?
when it snows, we get snowed in. We don't get to
Yeah,
go anywhere. There's no leaving.
right.
So we're all just snowed in together. And you would think that I would spend this time organizing and cleaning out stuff. It makes me just want to sit on the couch and watch TV. I do nothing.
I just sat and ate soup and bread and got all fat and sassy. It's pretty much what I did the whole time. So
Well, we have been eating a lot more. That's all you
yes,
like. What's for breakfast? What's for lunch? What are we having for dinner? What's for breakfast tomorrow? That's all we do.
You
Mhm.
probably can see it in my face because Jonda says you can always tell when I get fatter because she can see it in my face. But I made the mistake of getting on the scales this morning. Oh, why?
Why would you do that to yourself?
Has
Poor
anybody tried to put their jeans on? Because we've all been wearing stretchy pants.
Yes. Good to
Julia,
see
what's up?
Julia
Oh, hey, Julie.
Walsh. I think the people we're like 7 seconds behind them. So if you ask a question, just know people are going to respond about
Right,
8 seconds
right.
later.
Well, here's the
No,
thing. Everybody that's watching, everybody that joins in this morning, if you want to go ahead and comment over this whole period, because even if you've had to work, you eventually had to come home with your kids who are about like stir crazy and wanting to do all that. So what have you done to pass the time during all this? Did you do a puzzle? Did you binge watch something? Did you just eat a bunch? Or what's did you go outside and play in the snow with your kids, go sledding or anything like that? And I know half of y'all did that stupid snow angel challenge.
Trent did it.
Yes, he did.
I saw him. He did it.
Listen, I'm about to put him on blast. Just a couple days ago, we were at work, and he was like, "Man, people are doing that stupid snow angel challenge." And then I'm like, "Oh, here's Trent doing
No,
it."
Tegan's was the best because she was like little dinosaur T-Rex arms. Like she was not stretching out there and getting.
No, they did it like some punks, man. It was bad.
listen,
bad.
a wise man told me once the things a daddy does for his daughter. Amen.
Oh,
All right.
that's sweet.
So the plan today is pretty simple. We, just so everyone watching online knows, we took each one of us kind of said, let's pick a message or a moment in a message that we really liked. And so we're just going to kind of do, what would you call this? Like the highlights of 2024, kind of? Some of the best hits? Best hits of 24?
I think just because we picked our favorites.
I was gonna say
it was our
favorites
personal
of
favorite
2024?
of somebody else.
Okay. Yeah. So Fields, you picked for Alisha. What'd you go with?
Well, listen, I had to go deep into the archives because she speaks so much.
You had to
All
pick
right.
from two. You had the
I had-
easiest job in the world.
It took me a while because it's just deep, amazing stuff. So
Well,
I
and I had so many good things to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You're
She did. No, she
you're-
actually. Anybody who
quantity.
has listened to her, you know she does an awesome job. So
Yeah.
it really was. But she recently she did one of the weeks of our Christmas at the Movie series, which those are always fun. She did the movie The Star, and she made a really good point that stuck out to me more than anything. She talked about the idea of everyday, ordinary stuff that we get into. That when you actually think about it, those actually can be the things that turn out to be something amazing. Stuff that we do every single day. And it's just about those little unexpected, not even knowing it's coming moment. And those can actually become part of a bigger, better story. And you look back later and you're like, that kind of just seemed like an everyday thing, but it actually shaped into something that is something amazing now. And so I thought that was really cool Made a good point. Just even in your own life, want to do the right things and do these amazing things. Well, do good things every single day, and it actually mounts up to something amazing.
All right, we'll check it out. And good morning, Dana.
Yeah, Dana.
Good morning, Dana.
Bo's journey took him to places that he never expected. But those places that he went, that's where he found his joy and his purpose. Just like Bo, we are all part of something bigger than ourselves. God has an amazing journey for our lives, a very unexpected, amazing journey. In Luke 2, it says, 10 through 12, it says, "But the angel reassured them. 'Don't be afraid,' he said. 'I bring you good news that will bring great joy to all people. The Savior, yes, the Messiah, the Lord, has been born today in Bethlehem, the city of David. And you will recognize him by this sign. You will find a baby wrapped snugly in strips of cloth, lying in a manger.'" Jesus' birth happened in a way that was completely unexpected, because what they were expecting is they were expecting a warrior, a great warrior, to ride in on a white horse and to save them and their people. Well, what happened, though, instead was Jesus came as a baby. He was born in a manger. He was wrapped in torn rags, and he was cared for by two ordinary parents. So don't think that the unexpected can't be exceptional. Sometimes, so in the times that we're looking for the next best thing, or the next great, or the next shiny thing, or we're tired of that same day in or day out routine, just know that God has amazing plans for your life, and He is writing an amazing plan for your unexpected journey. And my story actually ended up kind of happening very unexpectedly, because at the beginning of this story, I was talking about how I wanted to be a princess, but I didn't come from a royal bloodline. Well, after I got finished with this message, I started thinking, like, well, Bo carried a king. And if I am the daughter of the one true king, what does that make me? A princess. So at the end of this story, Bo got to carry his king. I got to be a princess, and I got to marry my Prince Charming, Mr. Miller. And our story had a very happy, unexpected ending. It didn't happen any way that we thought it would, but it happened exactly the way that God planned it. So as you think about what stage of life that you're in right now, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, or you're a working parent, or have less than the ideal job, or you're just going through the toughest season of your life, just remember that God has an exceptional plan for your life. And as we approach Christmas, and it's the craziest time ever, right? We're all rushing around like crazy, and we're trying to do all these great things. I just ask you to try to embrace the ordinary, to live in the moment, and cherish the unexpected journey that God has for your life.
It's super weird watching yourself.
Yeah, I did
It's even
that.
worse
just so I could
listening
see
to
your
yourself.
faces.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I look so dumb.
Anytime you hear yourself, you're like, dude, is that what I sound like?
I am so sorry, guys. I sound so annoying. I am so sorry.
Hey, Carla.
Oh, hey, Carla.
Carla, and then we had good
Yeah,
old Cheryl
Rollins.
in there rocking it out. I guarantee you one person who does not like this cold weather would be an AEP worker or
Ugh.
ODOT.
Thank God for the AEP workers. I'll just say
Yes.
that.
Shout out to my boy Rollins.
We've been blessed this time around. Haven't really had a lot of power outages. So
Right. Yeah. Okay, so we'll move on. You know, people don't want to wait this long. They don't want to listen to us yap
Just
this
looking
long.
at us sitting on our couches.
Right.
But so next up, we have Trent.
Okay.
And he is speaking from our Fruitful series. And guys, he knocks it out of the park with this one. It is a T-ball park, but it's still a home run. No,
Well,
I'm just kidding. It was
good.
really great. It was one of my favorite. But Trent breaks down this message to real life events, and it helps us to understand like how easy it really is to follow Jesus. That we don't have to go out and kill ourselves or crush it every single day. It really is that easy, and it's so easy that even my brother Brock, he even was bragging about this message, how easy it was that Trent made it for him to understand. But Trent talks about a t-ball game in this, and how kids get the t-ball game set up for them. They're told exactly what to do. Jesus sets it up just like that for us. He even talks about Disney, and when you talk about Disney, I listen because I love Disney. But just talking about how letting somebody else set up the plan for you and just go along for the ride and have fun. Like that's how easy it is. And it makes it makes a difference there, because you can just have fun. Somebody else takes the lead. And it helps us to remember, like, it's kind of good just to just chill, just trust the process. Let Jesus just lead you where you need to go. So,
Man, I think you basically did it. Real quick,
Let's
Cheryl
just
said,
skip the clip.
yeah, let's skip it now. Cheryl said that Eric does not like the cold. Huh,
No.
funny. And Carla, how nice. Carla says she misses us all. Carla, we'll see
Yes,
you next
definitely.
week for sure.
Yes, we
Looking
will.
forward to
We
it.
are back at it.
It says, for we are God's masterpiece. He has created us new in Christ Jesus so that we can do things he planned for us long ago. Wait, catch that. We are God's masterpiece. Awesome. He created us new in Christ Jesus. Better news. So why? So we can do good things he planned for us before we were even born. He's planned this for us. Now, you got to get this today. This is super, super important. My daughter will be here many times on Sunday nights, and she has different groups of kids she watch, and the McClellan's and the Wagners, they bring their kids, so she's watching them. So she got really close with the two little ones, Mac and little Uncle Baby Billy. So she told me, this has been, I don't know, in the spring, and she was like, hey, they've got their first t-ball game. I want to go. Okay, go. She said, no, let's all go. How about you go? So we go to this t-ball game. And if you've ever been to a t-ball game, you know it is awesome, right? Is it not awesome? Now, these two in uniform, they're looking good, they're ready. I want to show you how much they were into. Good moment, right? Just deep into it. Now, they both actually did play pretty well. This just was a little random moment. Why am I telling you this, though? See, we think, oh, yeah, God, you playing all these. I'm a major league player. It's got to be intense. I got to go. God's like, you know what? I'm literally setting you up like a t-ball player. If you watch a t-ball player, they take the ball, they set it down, and they're like, all right, let's go, Billy, hit it. What happens? Some kids, you can tell, are pretty decent. They rock it, right? But a lot of kids, what happens? They hit the bottom of the tee, ball goes backwards. Some of them are swinging, spinning around, missing. Sometimes the kid will actually hit the ball, everybody starts cheering, and then what happens? He runs the third. Sometimes the kid just doesn't do anything. Hits, the ball drops right in play. They're like, run. I'm not doing that. Right? We all have seen this. But what if this is the picture God's given us of the spirit life? He's like, look, I'm teeing it up for you every day. And I'm sure there's going to be days where you're going to drill it and you're going to feel good. But even when you don't, guess what? Everyone around, they're happy. Sometimes you're going to hit it. It's going to drop. You're going to start heading the third. I'm going to gently guide you back. No. Don't go that way. Go this way. Now, here's the thing. With our egos, we're like, I don't like that. No. I'm a professional player. Because that cheapens. Doesn't cheapen. If you go to these games, you're going to see parents and grandparents loving what they're watching. It's not that it's not important. It's maybe one of the most important things in the world. Because you see kids getting to be themselves. Enjoy the moment. Is it possible that God's like, Jesus is like, let me explain this to you. I'm teeing the ball up for you constantly throughout the day. Sometimes you just ignore him. One kid walked up and was like, not doing it. And that's cool. Don't do it. Go back to the dugout. But he chose, no, I'm going to stand here by the ball for 5 minutes and not do anything. You know what? Sometimes God sets the ball up for us, and that's what we do. Not doing it. Okay. Could it be that easy? You see, that's flow over force. I believe this. A spirit-led life, I believe is easy. Just me. I do. Listen to what Jesus said in Matthew 11. One of my favorite verses. He says, are you tired? Some of you really need to hear this today. Are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? This is Jesus talking. He says, come to me. Get away with me. Why? You'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Okay, so I'm just going to sleep and chill all the time. I want you to, because I love you. But get this. He says, walk with me, work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. No, I got to force it. One of the people in the family said, hey, you plan it out. I said, I've never been there. I've never been once. No. I want you to plan it out. So I sat down and read literally Google, looking at stuff. When you walk in the park, people are right-handed. They all go right, go left. I'm just all these schemes. But here, let me tell you what I did. Okay, my daughter won't be here today, so she'll never hear this. So I can get a little cheesy for a second. But I knew my daughter was super amped. So I sat down and planned a route that was a lot of things. My son, I knew would still enjoy it, but there was things I knew she loved. I knew movies she loved. My wife's telling me. So I planned out a perfect route where she could see everything. We're going to knock this out in a day. She had, I think, breakfast. I think I got a picture, breakfast with different princesses. And my daughter, God bless her, love her. She's little at this time. And one of them, I don't remember which one, Ariel or somebody walked up and she was like, you don't look like her. And she's like, oh, but I am. And then she walked over to us. She was like, she's not as pretty as the real one. We're like, hey, how about you don't say that to her face? Okay? Come on. But she was so amped. She was on cloud nine. She's going through all this, being treated like a princess. But here's my whole point. When we got into the park every day, same thing. I'd say, Tegan, listen, hold on to my hand. I'm going to guide you to the best day of your life. And you know what she did throughout the day? I remember one time we were walking. I had a hold of her hand pretty tightly, mind you. We're walking, and I just feel it's gone. And I look over, and it was like Chippendales. Is that right? Sounds like Dirty Dancers for a second. Chipmunks. Chip and Dale. Chip and Dale. There we go. It was Chip and Dale. That was it. Make that clear. It was Chip and Dale. Another time. No, just check them. And we're walking, and that hand slips, and she takes off. Why? Because there's two chipmunks in costume. And they're even trying to be like, oh, you can't talk to us. Disney has the rule. Like, hey, whatever. She didn't care. She's like trying to hug him. I love you. It's so good. No, I'm not saying it was bad. But I thought in her little mind, if she could just understand, I plotted this all out for you. If you just let me guide you. I didn't get mad. I didn't lose my mind. You got get over here. I was like, come on, come back. I've got a better plan. You don't want to sit for 4 hours trying to hug two chipmunks that don't want you around them. I've got breakfast, I got all these things. What am I asking you to do? Tegan, listen to me. Just follow my lead. It's like a dance. Just follow my movements. And I'm telling you, it's going to be an amazing day. It's going to be an amazing vacation. And you know what? She couldn't see it because she was little. And every new shiny thing she just had to go jump to. And we had a great day. But we missed some things even. You know why? Because she couldn't see it. Is it possible as we close today that God, the Father, would say, I love you guys. I do. I love you. I'm teeing up stuff for you every single day of your life because I love you that much. And it's not, oh, you got to bat 500 for the year or the season. I'm just simply teeing it up, and I've been doing it before you were even born. And it's going to be awesome moments for you. There's going to be people I'm teeing up. There's going to be moments. All this is going to be great. But to do this, I'm going to ask you to let me guide you. And some of you, like me, are going to, I got to go. And we're going to chase.
Chippendales.
Really? I'm a little nervous because I just read this. I hope. Could you guys hear the video?
Uh-huh.
Could you feel
I heard it. Yeah.
Oh boy, I hope they can hear it.
Oh,
on
so
the
they don't even know what I was even talking about just now. They didn't hear it.
They just watch you and I both just talking heads with no audio. Anyone else watching, if you're checking it out, let me know if you can hear or not. And while we're waiting, Charlie said right before the video played, good morning. Good morning, Charlie.
Morning,
Good
Charlie.
to see you
Morning.
in G-City. Okay, so
Rollins, you
Cheryl
here?
says yes. I hope you think that's a yes I can hear or a yes, no. Yes, okay.
Dana heard it. Dana heard it.
Okay. Ooh, I'm starting to get nervous. Tamika's got it. Good. All right. Well, we'll keep the show rolling. So the last one I picked for Fields was right after Easter. We did a series called Been There. And Phil, do you remember that title? Remember the title of what you talked about?
Do I remember the title of what I talked about?
Yeah, of the pick we've talked about.
Shoot, I don't know. You picked it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Hey, well played. But it's all about when you want to quit. And I think that's a big one. We said this year is tough for a lot of people. And we know life gets tough, all of us here. And just a really cool clip as Fields is talking about Peter. One of my favorite things, though, on side note, way less serious, is I love going back through the archives and looking at Fields' messages because his hair changes so much. Like you could never pull like if
You don't know
walk
what's
the
under
week-
that hat right now.
right.
You have no
can't-
idea. No hair, all the hair. You have no.
Yeah, you can't. So everybody can hear. Hopefully, good. But anyways, yeah, I look back. Sometimes he looks like Dave Grohl from Foo Fighters. The Foo Fighters. Sometimes he looks like
Tony
Thomas
Stark
Shelby
from
from the
Iron
Peaky
Man.
Blinders. He's got that nice, cool cut. Like, oh, Shelby. It's
Yeah,
the Peaky
sometimes I go
Blinders.
through my Peaky Blinders era or my Foo Fighters era,
Right.
For your Iron
Yeah.
Man era.
But
my
can I say,
Iron Man era.
before we show your clip, I will say one thing, at least a positive for you. At least for you, you can go back 3 years, and the only change that you have is literally your hair. I tried to go back because I was like, I might show one from like 2 years ago, and I couldn't because it was skinny Trent. I'm like Oprah. Well, I'm actually nothing like Oprah. I'm kind of like Oprah, though. Like, we both our weight just fluctuates all over the place. So I'm like,
Oh,
I
geez.
don't want people to see skinny Trent because it's fat Trent now. So anyways, when you want to quit, this is what Phil shared with us. Check it out.
Use that to shape us into who he wants us to be. The discomfort that we feel and that we have in our lives can shape us into who God wants us to be. All these memories put Peter in this uncomfortable position where he is now pushed on whether or not he would quit. Do you love me? Are you going to quit? Are you done? Are you finished? Are you really backing out now? I'm here in front of you and you're done? He's like, listen, you know I love you, but I just can't feed my sheep. You listen, I love you, but feed my lambs. Get ready for what's about to occur. So I mentioned him changing his name. So when his name was Simon, son of John, that was his God-given name. So when they met, Jesus did something great. He said, met him, Simon, son of John. This is basically how the interaction went down. Hi, my name's Simon. Jesus goes, you're Peter. It's like, huh? You're Peter now. What? My name's Simon. Did you hear? My name is Simon. No, your name is Peter. Why did he change his name? Look at this interaction Jesus and Peter have. It's amazing. This is in Matthew chapter 16. Jesus then asked them, but who do you say that I am? Simon Peter answered, you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. Jesus replied, you are blessed, Simon, son of John, because my Father in heaven has revealed this to you. You did not learn this from any human being. Now I say to you that you are Peter, which means rock. And upon this rock I will build my church. And all the powers of hell will not conquer it. What does Peter mean? Rock. Solid, tough, strong, heavy, powerful, right? I don't think anything in Simon's life at that point was very strong or powerful or solid. And many times that you see him, he's not very solid. He's actually kind of stumbling and saying things. And it's like, dude, quit popping off at the mouth. Would you shut up and think before you speak sometimes? And he gets himself in trouble so many times. And so in this moment, he's messed up in his life. He's been a reject. He's been so screwed up. And then in this moment, Jesus looks at him and says, you are now Peter. You are now the rock. You are now what we are going to establish all this on. And in this moment, he's like, really? And so he takes it head on and he tries to do everything right. And he's like, I'm going to be the rock. I'm going to be the leader. I'm going to be this guy that he asked me to be. And then he denies Jesus and he says, that's not me. And then as he's on the shore and he's with Jesus, Jesus looks at him and calls him Simon, son of John. He goes, there it is. It's over. That's who I am. I'm back to Simon. But Jesus says, I want you to remember Simon so that you can be Peter, the rock. I want you to know this morning that many of us live our life telling ourselves that we are Simon no matter what we do. That we are always going to be in that place in our life. And even though you try to get out of it and you try to push forward and you try to live your life the right way and you try to do the right things or you try to break a season of pain and struggle in your life and you try to work on those things, you just seem to keep quitting and you keep messing up. So you just throw your hands up and say, forget it. I'll go back to what I know. I'll go back to what is comfortable. I'll go back to those things that are comfortable for me. Jesus wants you to know this morning that even though you may be feeling like Simon, you are Peter and you are the rock. This morning, if you put your faith, hope, trust in Jesus Christ, even when you feel like a Simon, you are Peter. You are the rock.
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
Wow. Oh, she's got a cat. We're not doing this.
She's going to join us. This is Charlie.
Oh. Well, anyways, before we head out, I did want to give a shout out. Cassie, most of these people they're helping us out. They're telling us that they can hear it. But Cassie, Carla, Jimmy, Hanshaw, Taylor, awesome on, Charlie, Tanya, Tammy. Tammy did say good morning, church family. So good morning to you.
Good morning.
Too.
Hey, Tammy.
Glad that you're on here.
Yeah.
So I was going to tell you guys as we close a couple things. So come up next week, we're back at it. Snowmageddon's over, guys. Okay. And we're going to kick off round 2 of this year's About to Be Fire. Can't wait. We've got a lot of stuff coming up, exciting stuff next couple weeks, also in February. Don't want anyone to miss that. And also I'm excited because I've made a plan. As soon as I get off here, I kid you guys not, I'm putting on my shoes and I'm heading to Long John Silver's. I'm going to go nuts. And then after that, training day starts. Training day starts for me at 12:45 p.m. today. And I mean, I think you guys might see Skinny Trent somewhere around March.
We're ready. We're ready.
I don't know. We'll see.
We're ready.
So,
I'm watching the Packer game at 4.
yeah, so she's got her Green Bay stuff on, of course. And I think we all could. Well, good. I'm glad she got it back on. That's
Boom.
good. And so we all can celebrate. Last thing, Notre Dame, Ohio State, national championship. My boys Fighting Irish. I also love Ohio State, though, so I'm kind of torn a little bit. I like them both.
I do. I'm a Buckeye through and through, but you got a Buckeye coaching you. So, I mean,
This might
Marcus
be the
Freeman's
greatest.
my boy.
I agree.
Waffly greasy.
It is.
Yeah. So
That's why he
why-
loves it.
Yeah, get back.
It's
So anyway,
delicious. I'm not going to lie.
you guys have any good farewells before we head out?
Just say a
No,
prayer.
I just hope.
Just
I
say a
hope
prayer for the
everybody-
pack.
I was gonna say, I hope everybody's been good over this time with the snow and the ice and all that stuff. I mean, I haven't heard anything crazy of anyone. Everyone seems to be okay. So hopefully everyone hasn't had too many issues with it, and hopefully we all get thawed out and we can get back into a groove and
Routine. I want
yeah.
back. I want the routine back.
right.
Well, there's really, and this is controversial, and we'll leave. There's really only 2 types of people in a bad snowstorm. There's the people, like we said earlier, the AEP, the ODOT, who are working. They're miserable, right? And then you have called the students and teachers who just like to do snow challenges.
My wife forgot
They
what
get
day
so
it
bored, they have
was.
nothing else to do. So
My
My
wife the
kids
other
don't
day,
know what day it is. They have
I
no
was literally like, I think we're going online tomorrow. She was like, what's tomorrow?
yeah, no time concept. Cheryl, yes, you have a great day as well.
Definitely.
Tanya,
Yeah, good
we'll
luck,
be
Tanya.
praying for you. Absolutely.
Definitely.
And Carla, we will say go Bucks
Yeah.
and Irish. So, anyways, hey guys, have a great Sunday. We'll see you back next week for week 2 of this year's About to Be Fire. Take care.
See you
Bye.
guys.